Have you seen or been in a situation where, let's say, you're one sibling, you're an only child, and your parents are married in community of property, and they own a property, as an example. One passes on, and in his will, sorry, we had to kill the man first, and he bequeathed 25% of his 50% share to you as the only child. And then the 25% it bequeathed to the wife. Would you agree with me that we have to wind up the estate of the deceased, which means legal fees involved in this whole thing, and which means that we're losing money because we have to wind up just to change the ownership? There's money involved. Subsequently, the mother passes on, and the mother in her will, she bequeathed 75%. Remember, she originally owned 50% because of being married in community of property. And then when the husband passed on, he bequeathed 25% to the mother, creating a fragmented asset. That's one of the things most of us do. Then she bequeathed the 75% to you as the only child. Now it means that you own 100%. Now we must go and wind up estate, involve the lawyers, executor will involve the conveyancers, they go to the deeds office, then must transfer this property into your name. Again, money. Do you understand? And this is the typical thing that most people do, guys. Does it make sense? Because if this property continue to move from one person to the next, because we're all going to die at some point, we're losing money by virtue of changing this property from one person to the next. Why don't we take a step back and ask ourselves, are we really intending to keep this property as part of the family wealth? If the answer is yes, why don't we create some sort of a structure that has a continuation, instead of us all the time when a person passes on, we have to move these assets to the next person? Why don't you just take this property and then move it into the trust? Why can't you write there? Why can't this, the last person, maybe in this case the mother, could have just said, I want to bequeath this into a trust to be formed upon my death, and beneficiaries of this trust will be my child. It could have easily, again, the child could have easily created testamentary trust. Maybe the child would have also decided, listen, let me sell this 25% to the trust and the whole property, because the intention of the child is to retain this property within the family. Therefore, the property will remain within the trust, and that it can be transferred from one generation to another, because by virtue of those children also be the beneficiary of that particular trust. Guys, let's take a step back and evaluate our lives, because we're losing money unnecessarily. We're losing money unnecessarily so because of things like this. You understand? So take a step back and say, what do I own? How should I be preserving the wealth that I have? Because having to pay 50Ks on all these legal fees, it's unnecessary. You could just easily move these assets. Now he has to do double transfer, because the assets must firstly move to him, and then after that, because he wants to move it to the trust. And then thereafter, only then the assets can be moved to the trust. Is it something that you should be doing? Please, guys, do estate planning, assess your positions, understand the consequences of your wealth. How will you be preserving this wealth? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Where will you be losing money? Because you're working so hard to create all these property portfolios. The question is, how are you protecting this wealth that you're working so hard for the next generation? Because there will be tax implications also when you keep moving all these assets between generations. Not only legal fees, there could be potentially capital gain tax implications. How many of you guys actually even own multiple properties? Have you ever wondered of the tax implications of even owning those multiple properties, moving them from your name to the next generation? Let's say you've got 5 rental properties. Now you keep changing them from you to your kids to the kids. Hey, there are tax implications. Is it necessary? Why can't you just have a structure that has continuity purposes and save on all these unnecessary deathbed expenses? That include taxes, legal fees, appraisal fees, you name them, estate duties, executors fees. Is it necessary? Let me know of your experience and how did you deal with that particular experience, like this person that we're talking about. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. The details are on my profile. Engage my team, and let's help you to preserve your wealth. Okay, good luck.